What is up, everyone, and welcome to the weekly Slab number 16. My name is Aaron, one of your hosts here on the SlabStox YouTube channel and podcast network with Nate. We are in Vegas right now, which is why, first off, we're together, and secondly, we're in like a hotel room. Pretty cool, though. And we are here for the Mint Collective. So Mint Collective is Friday through Sunday VIP night, or Friday or VIP day, and then the main show on Saturday and Sunday, industry conference on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Will be a lot of people here. We are going to be recording all of these sights and sounds and talking to people, hopefully doing some deals, maybe buying some cards, maybe doing some trades. It's a lot of really cool stuff's going to go down. We'll have videos coming out hopefully by the end of this weekend, the first one, and then into next week too. It'll be a super good time. I think that this is going to be one of the most unique card collecting events, hobby events that there's been yet. And I can't wait to just like see what it's all about because it's super unknown to us, I guess, and everyone what is really going to happen here. So other than we know what the speaker schedule is and who's going to come and speak. But other than that, it'll be a very fun time. So we're going to do a little bit of an abbreviated weekly Slab day just with everything going on. And it is going to drop on Friday. So by the time this comes out, it won't be on Thursday like normal. Just really short in time between everything. But that's okay because we've got a really good topic to discuss. And it is going to be, what is the most overhyped card in the sports card industry today? So we put up this question on our Instagram page and basically said, follow or audience, go ahead and let us know. So I'm going to read off a couple comments from them. We'll talk a little bit about the cards that they said, and then we're also going to give our own take on it and then go from there. So the very first comment, or at least the comment that has the most likes, and at this point in time, I'm not sure if anyone is going to be super surprised about it if you've been following what's been going on the last 3 weeks. And Rodman PC said V cards, which is the V Friends release, the Zero Cooler release from Fanatics, and that got 125 likes, which is quite a bit. That's way more than any other on this list. For the V Friends cards, I mean, here's at least my take on it. Nate can give his. I think a lot of people who are getting into these V Friends Zero Cool cards, remember, it's not like people like Nate. It's not like people like me. It's not like people like Rodman who commented that. It's like people who have never probably bought a single sports card in their life or very minimal amounts. And you never know who's going to cross over from NFT land, which they literally pay like $3,000 for the most random of things to us, random JPEGs. So they come over and they spend $1,000 on a base card numbered out of 22, or at least print run of 22, or $2,000 on an out of 8, whatever the numbers are. And that's not that much to them. And they just want to get in on the V-Friends stuff. Remember, Uno set release from V-Friends sold out. They sold, he sold Uno cards, Gary V and V-Friends, and those things sold out like crazy. So in reality, when it comes to this V-Friends project, this IP, all of this stuff, the people who are collecting the V-Friends, they're collecting his book games, NFTs. They want everything that's associated with it. Not us, not the people commenting on Instagram posts, a lot of different people. And that's my thoughts on it, which leads it to be maybe the most overhyped to sports card collectors, but it also could be the most convincing thing for people to actually buy physical cards to a normal NFT collector. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for it from I want to invest in it. Doesn't really make any sense to me. They are somewhat bad drawings. Shout out Gary. He put himself out there. That being said, if it gets new people into the card market, then who cares? Who cares? If it's getting new people in, and if you get 100 people in that never bought cards and one comes to sports cards, that's a win in my mind. So I'm not overly concerned about the V Friends Zero Cool stuff in any way to get riled up about it at all.
Yeah, I can agree with that. There's a lot of different perspectives on it, and I'm sure you all have yours. If you want to leave a comment on each of these things we're talking about in the comments of this video, that'd be great to hear your all thoughts with the audience's thoughts, and then our thoughts too. Just get a lot of people talking about it in general. Next up is Cardboard Commotion says it's right on that picture. You nailed it. And the picture, as you all can see, when I first put up the question, was a Kaboom Luka Doncic. Now, specifically, I picked the Kaboom to put on the post because, especially the newer Kabooms, I think a lot of people would agree, like him and others, that him or her and others, that those could be like one of the most overhyped cards in the industry. It's not the 2018 Panini Rewards set, which was the big entry of the gold out of 10s and green 1-of-1s. And it's not like a first year 2013 innovation. It's, 2020 Chrono Royale, super new design with white border on the bottom and these kind of like little explosion things, not the normal Kaboom background. That makes sense to me, and I do agree with it. I think that there's certain Kabooms, long term are going to hold serious value. I think that there's others that are not and are going to get crushed. And oftentimes, and we talked about earlier in the year, when stuff gains a ton of value in a given year, like 2021 with Kabooms, it runs out eventually. Especially when there's a lot of them. It depends. You have a supply of 10 or less. On some 2020 absolute golds of Trey Lance or Mac Jones, and they do really well. That's a different story. I'm just mostly talking about the new basketball, the base ones and stuff. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're overrated. Obviously, you can see the rage. It started out with what, color blasts, and then kabooms, and then what's it going to be on to next? And it goes like that, and then it's going to go back down, and then it's going to get hyped up again, and go back down and hyped up again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's it.
That's all I got.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to combine these two together. Cubano Cards and Clef Sports Cards. Cubano Cards says any Prism product, and Clef Sports Cards says silver/hollow cards, which come from Prism products or Optic products. And another very valid point, and I think a lot of things you're starting to see here, is that people are commenting things that people either spend a lot of money on or talk about a lot. And obviously for years, Prism has been hailed as the number one stable product for basketball rookie cards. We've seen the base and the silver go through massive downswings. We've seen some of the colors stay stable. We've seen some of it drop a lot. And
shout out LaMelo.
The blues and the purples have dropped a ton of him. And I think that for this product or Prism in general, it's going to be like anything in the market. You're going to have some winners and some losers. Who knows? The silvers might be losers. The hypers might be winners. The blue whites might be winners. The normal blue might be losers. We won't know that for a while now. And I don't think that anything is going to have 100% of the subjects in the product, no matter what product it is, stay viable in the long term.
I would almost say, though, that they're not overhyped anymore. We're talking about overhyped cards currently, and those prices are dropping to the point where I don't think Prism is overhyped. I think it's properly hyped because people are realizing that you can get nice cards of other brands or even other, the blank slates or the Court Kings level 4 or anything like that. I went with 2 Court Kings things, but you get my point. Spectra. There's other cards that people are like, oh, I like these. I don't need to spend all my money on Prism, so I don't think it's actually overhyped currently.
Yeah, and it depends on the card too, because you look at 2020 Prism Silver LaMelo Ball PSA 10, I think it just dropped its all-time low now of 2,800 last week, and I can physically go and find you probably a super nice Noir LaMelo auto, if they're live, or an Anthony Edwards auto patch for like the same price. So at that point, I'd say that specific card's overhyped, but you look at the color PSA 9 out of 99 LaMelo purple, and it's the same price as a silver PSA 10, you already know what I'm taking. It's that purple.
Yeah.
And I'd agree with Nate is that I feel like we just have waves for a lot of this stuff. And the Prism color wave, it might have taken a hit, and maybe that is the time to buy. Now, it's not guaranteed. Obviously, we don't want you to go and just spend all your money on that, but something like that could happen.
You think people just have Prism fatigue?
I think they had Prism fatigue.
A little bit of like everyone wants it, and then all of a sudden nobody can get it, so everyone wants it.
And then all of a sudden,
and then people were like sick of not being able to get it, so they just weren't interested in it.
And then pretty much everyone gets it at some point.
Yeah.
And then they just don't want it anymore. Yeah, probably.
I mean, in all reality, it's a very boring card.
Some of the
Prism card is very boring.
Like LaMelo's rookie is pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other really cool cards you can get for those prices. Next one. There's a ton of different comments. I'm not going to pinpoint any of them, but talking about the next PMG. There goes my phone.
Oh, that was mine.
The next PM. That's fine. You can give it. And maybe what we'll do is this will be our last one here. Then you'll just go into talking about why it's yours. Right. The next PMG was a very commented thing. Maybe the most commented thing outside of the Be Friends cards. Flux cards. Totally certified cards. Any random new Panini type of make that, or how about this treble for soccer? People have been saying those are the soccer PMGs because there's no soccer PMGs. Any type of card like that, people are like, yo, these are not PMGs. These aren't the 97 PMGs. They're not even the 2012 retro PMGs in hockey, in college cards, whatever it is. Stop trying to call them that. They just have foil color on it. It doesn't make it the Fleer Precious Metal Gem or Skybox Precious Metal Gem, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to let Nate go with this one.
Well, I might switch mine up now. Give me some time.
Okay, I'll let Nate think as I just talk about it then first.
Yeah.
Being someone who bought an original 97 PMG, who wasn't Nate?
Doug Flutie, Vinny Testaverde.
Good try. It was a Bills quarterback, Todd Collins.
Todd Collins, that's what it was.
It's actually selling, I think, like this Sunday through PWCC's weekly auction number 10, which we'll talk about after this. I bought that one at a show for $200. Obviously, Todd Collins, not worth $200, but a red PMG commands so much premium for any player. I saw I think a PSA 7 sold or was listed for 1,000 or something. Obviously, it didn't sell, so I'm not expecting 1,000, but probably worth at least 200 as a SGC 7. It's a tough card to grade. I've got some hockey PMGs. I had a Spider-Man Marvel PMG. I love PMGs. There's no world where I'd ever go and call another card a PMG, especially a Flux.
I mean, it can't be another PMG because it's not a precious metal gem card in the first place. But it's also just so absurd to me that precious metal gem cards, I don't know the origins behind it in the 90s if they were super sought after. I assume they were.
They were, yeah.
Nobody is searching after Totally Certified or Flux or whichever the next one that somebody claims is going to be a PMG is a PMG. PMG is hot in the 90s, still hot today. These cards not hot, not magically going to get hot because they kind of look like another card that people like.
That's the thing I think that you hit the nail on the head about. You said magically get hot.
Yeah.
The only way they get hot is if you have enough people that try to make them hot. And clearly that seems to be the movement in the certified, the Flux, the whatever other card you want to call a PMG, which instantly tells you it's not a PMG.
It blows my mind. But also, if I can just touch on the PMG itself a little bit, I get that they're cool cards, but nobody cared. No offense to Todd Collins. Nobody cared about Todd Collins 6 months ago. Now, just because it's a PMG, people need it.
Now, it is a first 97 original set, and they're not easy to come by randomly, but
it's Todd Collins.
I understand what you're saying. But remember, people do, there's crazy people trying to build sets of these things.
That's true.
That's where a lot of the value comes from, is you have to give everyone a set.
So then it is overhyped because these people weren't trying to build sets, and now they are, and the prices are going up, so therefore overhyped, would you say?
I would say that there are certain PMGs, and even as a PMG collector, that are overhyped. Maybe Todd Collins we're trying to sell because I just think it's a cool PMG, but it's why would I care about Todd Collins?
Yeah.
But then there's other ones that clearly, I love the Fleer Retro hockey ones. I think that buying super good players in hockey is a great idea. I've done it. I've sold some. I have more. I'm grading some. I actually have one right over here, Steven Stamkos. And I like those because you got really good players in the PMG, but then I also like what you're saying.
I guess if I am sitting here and I'm looking at a card that not a ton of people wanted, people wanted but not drastically,
not for $200
6 months ago, and now everyone wants it, that's overhyped no matter how nice the card is.
That's a pretty good way to look at it, no matter if you're talking about PMGs or Flawless or National Treasures, whatever it is. Yeah. And I'm going to swing that then in. Do you have a new one?
I do have a new one.
Okay, so I'm going to swing the next comments. There's been other comments too. If I have one, I'll pull up on the screen from someone else. My phone dropped down. I don't know where it is now. National Treasures rookie patch autos. There's for sure a comment about that. The true RPAs I have 99. And I think that they're big, obviously. They're big cards.
Devontae Graham ending this weekend.
I saw that. Super high-end collectors want them, which makes sense. But super high-end collectors also can buy flawless RPAs, impeccable RPAs, immaculate RPAs. Is there any world to where you can secure an immaculate RPA on-card auto of John Morant of 99? I don't know. I'm just going to go out and say $15K? A tenth of the price, exactly. And then PSA 9s of John Morant NTRPA selling for $160,000. I would probably take 10 of the 99 print run of John Morant from Immaculate
and wait for it to get overhyped.
Wait for it to get overhyped. Yeah. Split off 7 of them, keep 3. And then you have way more profit and you have 3 more cards. That's just what my take is. Now, I'm not trying to sit here, all the high-end spenders in the world, if you're spending money on NTRPAs, it's really not the wrong way to go. It's been proven time and time again. You buy a new prospect, they fail, you lose a lot of money, but they succeed and you make a ton. I just think that the price difference is just a little ridiculous, and that's where I'm thinking. How about you? What's yours?
I'd agree. Mine is first Bowman. The overhyped first Bowman prospect cards of dudes that have not played stateside baseball. Now, this is a little bit
Super specific.
This is very specific and pretty deep. But if you pay attention to the baseball market and you pay attention to prospects, you know how many prospects fail in the minors. 70% of top 100 prospects go on to do nothing in the majors. 70% of top 100. So you can expect 70 dudes every year. And then you get those guys that haven't played a single ounce of stateside baseball. Jason Dominguez, one of them, playing in the Dominican Summer League before he gets to the major or to the rookie ball, complex league ball in Arizona or Florida. And people are spending oodles and oodles just because of hype. And then you see it with Christian Hernandez, and you see it with
Luis Rodriguez.
Luis Rodriguez, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. Hedbert Perez last year paying $120. You fast forward a year, Hedbert Perez didn't have a good year. Jason Dominguez didn't have a good year. Nobody knew anything about these guys except for word of mouth. Nobody's seen them except for Dominican Summer League scouts. And people are spending huge money just off of hype. And then they get here. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new way of life for these guys that have never been to America. And they're facing the stiffest competition they've ever faced in their entire lives. They fail, and people are losing oodles and oodles of money.
I've got a great comparison for that to like the soccer market and leagues. Kai Havertz, love the guy, second favorite Chelsea player. He was in the Bundesliga.
Behind Pulisic?
No.
Just kidding.
I was gonna say, do you know who I am?
No.
I'd say Pulisic and Havertz are 2A, 2B. And Kai Havertz was literally German Bundesliga prospect star. Like most goals at certain ages, huge fee to Chelsea to transfer, comes over, first year in England, stiffest competition in the world, and doesn't do well. I mean, text from my buddies, dude, Aaron, Kai Havertz only has like 2 goals in the Premier League. He's played all these matches this year. I'm like, yeah, the guy's like, 21 years old, and he just moved to England from Germany, and yada, yada, yada. This year, he's probably going to win Premier League Player of the Premier League Player of the Month in March over Bukayo Saka.
Player of the March.
Player of the March. And he's putting up great stats, and he's really helping Chelsea win matches and go far. And he's in the Premier League right now to make the top 4 in these competitions, FA Cup. And it took him a year. So instead of buying the guy right when he makes the move, you wait that year. Guy gets drafted, and even in Bowman, you wait that year to see how he does so you can figure out where you're going to put your money. And that pays off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest believer. I think you're the biggest believer. Sure, you don't get in at $35 a Bowman Kumamoto and Juan Soto. You get in at $135. Where are they at now? You know, PSA 10, $6,000. You're not going to be kicking your... Now, Juan Soto is obviously one of the best players in the world. And
so,
it's
unique situation.
Unique situation. But you're not going to be kicking yourself about that $100 you lost.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the time to be like, all right, I don't know if I trust Juan Soto yet. He moves up to $135. You see exactly what he can do, and you're like, all right, I'll buy in. Likewise, now you're not getting $35 top international prospects anymore. Let's say $120. $120 is a lot of money. You wait, you see if he's doing well. If you finally believe in him when you've seen him stateside, you buy in for $200. Yeah, you spend $80 more than what you could have gotten in, but if he is as good as you think he can be, it shouldn't matter to you in the end. But if you buy in on hype and don't see him play like Jason Dominguez, a lot of people left holding the bag.
Like, I agree with you. And I bought one really nice Kai Havertz card when he came over to Chelsea. And it was a Prism Gold auto. I have 10 because I said that's his first like major Chelsea auto. And if I want to get the best of the best outside the black 101. I got the gold at 10, PSA 9. I think I'm into it with grading for like $1,000. I could have sold it for $1,500 around there when he won the Champions League final with Chelsea last year with the game-winning goal. But I'd be more confident now spending more money on Kai Havertz, knowing what I know, than buying him at the bottom 3 months ago or 4 months ago, not knowing that if I need to increase my position than what it already is and lose more potentially. And I don't think I was going to even lose money on the gold auto in the first place. But I'm just saying, I would physically go to the show right now and spend 2 times the money on a card I could have bought 4 months ago because I'm more confident.
Yeah. And if you have the confidence, if you have the belief that he is going to be better than what he's showing right now, and you have the confidence in it, then you shouldn't worry that somebody got a better deal than you 3 months ago.
Agreed. All right, that rounds out the discussion of the most hyped card in the market. I hope you all enjoyed that topic. Also, make sure to check out all those people's profiles that commented on our Instagram posts. There's a lot of really good thoughts. But now we're going to move on to a quick Flip Quest 2022 highlight from last weekend for a few sales we had, looking at a couple cards this weekend, and then we'll end the show with a SlabStoxFC segment, and then make sure to look out for the content on the Mint Collective. But here we go, PWCC Weekly Auction number 10. Once again, we've got a PWCC weekly auction segment. This is number 10. Make sure to come on Sunday to our FlipQuest 2022 episode number 10 on YouTube at 10 p.m. Eastern time. The live stream, tons of people come. We give away at least a card or two every stream. Super fun time. First card we're going to look at here ending this Sunday night is going to be this Luka Doncic 2019 Exquisite Auto of 99 PSA 9. We currently have a giveaway going on Instagram for people to guess the price of this card without going over. Currently at $975 bid. But the last sale was $4,000 for a raw copy early March. In my opinion, this PSA 9, it could sell for 2 times that amount. Obviously, it's got ways to go right now. But I could physically see an $8,000 sale maybe for a PSA 9. We all know how much the PSA label commands. You got a thick card. You give it a mint 9 grade. And it really actually does wonders for it. Now, that is probably the high end. Nate, what do you think might be more likely?
I think that Aaron said before recording that he thought it was going to go for 4 times. I told him that was foolish. He dropped it down to 2. I think that's even foolish. I'm going 1.5 times here, $6,000.
All right, whatever. Yeah, I'm at 8,000. Nate's at 6,000. Next matchup we're looking at, this is card versus card here, is the LaMelo Ball 2020 Prism Spectra Color Blast Rookie PSA 10. Sold a few days ago for $10,000. This one's currently at $5,500. Will it hit 10K again? Probably if it sold a few days ago. But the reason why we're watching this one is because we've got the other top rookie from 2020 also selling in the same exact auction. This is the Color Blast Rookie PSA 10 of Anthony Edwards at $4,100. The last Edwards to sell sold a month ago for 10K. So very similar sale prices within a month span. These are the two guys that everyone loves to, put at the top of the 2020 class for obvious reasons. Very talented.
Shout out Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, and Desmond Bain.
True, but we don't let people put these top
No,
two.
I get it. I'm just shouting them out.
Because they do deserve the shout
because this draft class was projected as one of the weakest ever, and now they got 5 guys that are very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, very awesome. And I really want to see what happens between these two. Which one sells for more? Will they both hit 10K? Will one sell a little bit under? Will one go a little bit over? Nate, give your prediction on what you think these two sell
for. My guess is Anthony Edwards, 10.5. LaMelo, 9.9.
Wow. Anthony Edwards over LaMelo.
That's my guess.
All right. I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards at 9,000 because I do feel like that he hasn't been the talk of the town with the Wolves recently because Towns has been so good.
He has not.
And then LaMelo, I'm going to go with a flat 10. I think it's going to match the last sale, but I don't think that LaMelo is in the news enough right now. They are on a 5-game win streak, although they might have lost last night. I'm not sure. But before that point, so who knows?
And I'm going out there on a limb. I don't actually believe it, but I'm throwing it out there, see if I'm right. If I am, genius. If I'm not, well, it was a stupid bet anyways.
If he's right, he's going to talk about for the rest of the stream. If he's wrong, he'll never bring it up again.
That's right.
Last thing here is I want to look at the FlipQuest 2022, the sales we've had on Card Ladder Pro. This is just a few cards so far we've sold this year. You've probably seen it in the auctions if you come and watch in the live stream. But our best sale so far has been the Tatum, $171 in profit. A nice little flip there over a couple months. His teammate, Jaylen Brown, not so awesome. Prism Silver PSA 10. Probably the card. Obviously, it's not like the 2018 Prism Silver PSA 10 where there's a lot, or the 2019, but just doesn't help the resale. And it's sold for $364, so minus 152. Stamkos, minus $66. Probably just a little bit bad timing on that. He's playing well, but maybe it's too soon to sell. And then Towns, we had 2 Galactic sell and a PSA 10. Lost us $16, but PSA 9 gained us $44. And everyone says, dude, PSA 10 or bust. Nothing else. No 10s. Or no 9s, just 10s.
That's right, they do. But we're here to say 9s.
I've been saying 9s for a while.
9 you're fine, 10 you're mine.
Does that make sense for cards?
No.
Okay. And then our last card is Cole Bardreau, minus $1. Accidentally, just more like mistakenly placed a bid because I wasn't paying attention enough. $11, and then, or paid $12, sold it for $11. Minus $1, which, what can you do? That's like a couple chicken nuggets at Wendy's, I guess.
Unless you're in the airport, then it's
half of a chicken nugget.
Half of a chicken nugget.
But that's what we've got for our Flip Quest 2022 so far. It's minus, I think, $20 in total if we go up to the stats and scroll down to the bottom, which has our sales. Minus $20 in total, minus 0.82 ROI. Not too bad considering the Brown was not a great play. The Tatum helped out a lot. And we do have a Vlad auto coming up for sale right before the baseball season starts. So I think that one might be a good one. To track and see how our Flip Quest 2022 goes, please check it out this week. Go to pwccmarketplace.com to get all your qualifying bids on. Come to our Flip Quest 2022 episode number 10 on YouTube, right where you're watching this. We will start at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Would love to have you. We'll give away a slab or two, and it'll just be a fun time. So thank you, everyone, for watching, and wish us luck with that Vlad in 2 weeks, because I'm fingers crossed that brings us back over the total.
Me too. Well, it will. It'll bring us back over 20. I'm going for up 100.
Okay, up 100. We'll be at plus 80 or plus 100?
Plus 80.
All right, Nate's calling plus 80 by the time that we do an episode in like 3 weeks.
What is up, everybody? It's Zach from at Premier Soccer Investing coming at you with yet another SlabStoxFC YouTube video. Let's get into it. So the draw for the Champions League quarterfinals has been made, and we got some good matchups. We have Man City versus Atletico, and then the winner of that will play the winner of Chelsea, Real Madrid. Those two matchups will both be absolutely insane, high-level, tactical battles between some of Europe's leading teams. And on the other side, we have what looks like a semifinal pretty set when you expect Liverpool to get past Benfica and Bayern to get past Villarreal. But Emery teams know how to win in Europe. Yes, it's been the Europa League in the past, but they're doing it in the Champions League this year. And Benfica's tough. They proved it by getting past Ajax, so anything can happen there. But an exciting time and draw ahead for the Champions League. Moving on, speaking of the Champions League, how are the races for the Champions League spots looking across Europe's top 5 leagues? So PSG running away with the title in League One, obviously. Marseille in that second Champions League spot. Rennes having a nice Conference League campaign is in that qualifying playoff spot for the Champions League in third. And then Nice in the Europa League spot and Strasbourg in the Conference League spot. A bit of surprise to see the likes of Lille, Monaco not in the European places. And then Lyon is down in 10th as well. So, and then on to La Liga. Real Madrid has a very healthy lead in the title race here, up 9 points on their closest competitor. The rough start to the season, Barcelona has climbed their way back into the top 4 spots with a 4-point gap, though they're level in points with Atletico Madrid in 4th. Then Betis in 5th in the Europa League spot, Sociedad in 6th in the Conference League, and Villarreal, Champions League quarterfinalists, are out of Europe as it stands right now. And then on to the Bundesliga. This is the first league where there's still a bit of a title race left. Dortmund will be playing Bayern Munich before the season ends. So if they can win that game and keep picking up points in the other games, we could have a very exciting finish in the Bundesliga. Florian Wirtz's Leverkusen are in 3rd. Will they be able to hold on to that spot without Wirtz? It will be tough. There are a lot of teams contending for those 3rd and 4th spots. Leipzig's there right now in 4th as well. Then surprise team Freiburg in 5th in the Europa League spot. Hoffenheim in 6th. And then Cologne and Frankfurt are still in contention as well. And on to Italy, another league with a great title race going on here. Milan 3 points up on Napoli and then 6 points off on Inter, but Inter has a game in hand. And then Juventus, after a really rough start to their season, has climbed up into 4th. Still not completely out of the title race yet either. An 8-point lead on that 4th spot ahead of Atalanta and Jose Mourinho's Roma. Mourinho would love to get that Roma team into the Europa League. And Lazio and Fiorentina are still in contention for the European spots as well. And then on to the Premier League, where we got another fantastic 2-horse race again between City and Liverpool, which we've seen multiple times over the last couple of years. And then Chelsea, pretty good hold on that 3rd Champions League spot. And then that battle for that 4th Champions League spot is getting super, super close, with Arsenal 3 points up on Spurs with a game in hand, but they will be playing each other in a few short weeks. United still in contention as well. West Ham falling out a little bit with that loss to Tottenham at the weekend, and then Wolves still barely hanging on for contention to a spot at Europe as well. Speaking of that, that was a huge match for Tottenham in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Must win, 3-1 win against West Ham. Heung-min Son, absolutely brilliant throughout. He's looking like he's finally rounding into form again, which will be huge for us in the run-in. Kulusevski had another strong game. Harry Kane's distribution was excellent. But Arsenal held serve yet again, and they've been playing absolutely amazing in the last 2-3 months. They've been winning almost every game, it feels like. A lot of them are tight, but they know how to win games, which would be a surprise to say about Arsenal if you saw the start to their season. But Bukayo Saka is having another strong season for them. 9 goals and 5 assists in the Premier League. So he looks to lead Arsenal into that Champions League spot. And then let's look at Bukayo Saka's market. So obviously one of England's most highly touted young forwards. He had a very good summer for England and then a rough summer for England. He played very well throughout the Euros until that final against Italy where he unfortunately missed the penalty. But his market is definitely there, as you can see in his 2019-20 Panini Chronicles Pitch King Level 4 PSA 9 Mint. This is his rookie card. Obviously not much graded. This is a pretty rare card because it's a level 4 of the Chronicles. Only 45 total in the PSA Pop Report, 8 10s, 39s. We can see his market is definitely on the rise since the start of the season. This card sold for $524 in September. It's all the way up to $900 now. People are banking on that rise. Makes sense if you think Arsenal will be playing in the Champions League next season, because Saka will be the face of that team. He'll be the star of that team. He's in the England squad yet again. He's probably going to be a huge player for them in the World Cup at the end of this year as well. He's a super exciting player. He's a very positive player. And just Saka, I hate to say it as a Spurs fan, but I love watching him. He's a great, great player. And his market is reflecting that at this moment. And then the other huge match of this weekend was El Clasico. And with Madrid getting past PSG in the Champions League, you would think Madrid could be the favorites in this one, but Xavi has completely turned Barcelona around, and this result completely reflects that. Aubameyang looks like a new man, scoring a brace in this one. Araujo gets on the score sheet as well as Torres. This game could have been a lot worse than 4-0 for Madrid, too. It could have been 5-6, maybe even 7-0 if Barca was really, really clinical on this day. And you just have to commend Xavi for the job he's been doing at the Camp Nou. And yes, Xavi's one of the most legendary players ever, but he's looking it's very early returns at this moment, but he's looking like he could be a fixture as an elite manager for years and years to come. And will that have an effect on his market? We'll see. It's interesting when you look at what his market is now with his 1998 Mundi Chromo rookie card, PSA 8, only 108 total graded in the PSA Pop Report, only 4 10s, so it's very tough to get a 10. 49s, 36 8s. This card has almost decreased by almost half since the start of this season, $554 in August, down to $275 as well, which is a bit surprising when you see how strong of a job he's been doing for Barcelona as a manager. So he'll be an interesting test case going forward, because there will be more and more elite players to enter the managerial ranks over the coming years. And as the market matures, will their card market only reflect their careers as players, or will their careers as managers be taken into account? Right now, it's looking like it's not being taken into account based on what Xavi's market's doing. But what if he starts winning trophies with Barca, wins a La Liga next season, challenges for a Champions League? Does his card prices rise? That'll be a very interesting thing to watch moving forwards. And then the last thing to cap off this video, the last international window of the season, 3 games left for the U.S. to qualify for the World Cup. And this is the squad they have. Based on the squad, this is the 11 that I would pick. You'd have Stefan starting, Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman at center back, Dest and Tony Robinson as your outside backs. In the midfield, have Adams, Acosta, and Busio. Unfortunately, there is no Weston McKennie. He got hurt for Juventus. And then Brendan Aronson, a late scratch from the squad, picking up a knee injury over the weekend for Salzburg. So at top, and I have Pepe, Pulisic, and Reina. Or you could even drop Reina into the midfield and then start a Timothy Weah perhaps too. And then Jordan Pefok off the bench, I really like as well. He's been scoring just goal after goal after goal in Switzerland. First team, as you can see, Aronson is unfortunately out. So this is what the U.S. needs to do to win to make it to the World Cup. They're playing Mexico on Thursday in Mexico City. That's a very tough game. The U.S. does not pick up points there often. But if they were to win that game, Panama lose, and Costa Rica were to draw or lose, that clinches a World Cup spot, or 5 points. So a win and 2 draws or 2 wins And if they pick up 4 points, a 98% chance to qualify for the World Cup. But we remember what happened last cycle. It was almost a 90-something percent chance to qualify the World Cup with the draw against Trinidad, and we all saw what happened there. So the U.S. absolutely has to take care of business in this next week, or there will be just absolute chaos in the U.S. Soccer Federation, the governing bodies, all that, and the market for players like Pulisic, McKennie, Reyna would there be big declines, because a lot of this money in their markets right now is based on them making to the World Cup and showing what they can do on a world stage and bringing in those American people in the card market who aren't always into soccer, but they would be in the time for the World Cup. Do I think the U.S. can do it? 100%. They have to just go out there and perform like they are capable of, and they will be playing in the World Cup in Qatar come the end of 2022.
Thank you, everyone, so much for watching this episode. This is Weekly Slab number 16. We are live here from Vegas. We will be at the Mint Collective this weekend. Check out all the Coast to Coast cards content that's going to come out this weekend. Follow us at Instagram. I just did the same exact thing. Follow us at SlabStox on Instagram.
There you go.
To check out any reels we post of some cool little tidbits from the show. We hope you all enjoy, and we will see you all in next week's episode, the Weekly Slab number 17.
See you guys.